Hi, and in today's Microsoft Word tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to construct a poster in Word. It's going to be a musical festival poster, quite colourful, and I'll be showing you how to attain your colour swatches, how to input all the text, and also how to save it as a JPEG afterwards, because it's not quite as easy as it sounds because you can't save text as a picture in Word, but I'll show you how to do that at the end. So the first thing I need to do is just to bring up my swatches. So I'm going to go to Google. And in here, I'm just going to put colour swatches. Go to images. And here you can see that Google will present you with a number of different colour swatches, and you can literally pick from any of these and just take a screenshot of it. So as you can see, there's literally hundreds and hundreds of options. And this will be the basis for the colours within your poster. Now I'm going to make a really bright one, so I'm just going to put in neon colour swatches. And again, I'm going to go down and I'm going to select this one here. So I'm going to take a screenshot. You just take a screenshot however your computer or tablet does that. And we'll just close that down. Now in order to put our colour swatch into our poster, we just need to go up to Insert, Picture from File, and as you can see my screenshots here, and then just click Insert. Now we can't move this around at the moment because of the wrapping, so you can right click, go down to Wrap Text and go down to In Front of Text. Once you've done that, you can move this anywhere you like. Now, you might be a bit confused as to why we've done this, but there are tools within Word which allow you to match colours really quickly and easily. So when we go to the basis of our poster, we can just use these colours by hovering a eyedropper tool over the top. So onto the poster. So we're going to create some graphics to go in this poster. And to do that, we need to go up to Insert, Shapes, click on the drop down, and I'm going to use this tool here called Curves. Now that's in my recently used, but if you go down to Lines and all the way to this one here, it's the same thing. Now the reason I'm going to do this before I put my background is because by default the line for this tool comes up as blue, and sometimes if you put a darker background on first, you can't really see this tool. So I'm just going to draw a curve. You can draw any shape you want depending on what sort of vibe you're going for your poster. But you just click, pull, click, and Word will create those curves for you. And when it clicks at the end, it will sort out all the clunky lines and make it a nice smooth curve. Now if it's not quite right, just press delete and then just go again. I'm going to go for a sort of C shape. I don't have to be too accurate because I can pull and push this once it's been created to make it smaller, bigger, wider, fatter, and of course rotate it. Now when you finish your shape, you'll see that when you hover that cursor over the top of the beginning, it will change colour and fill. Just click and it will make your shape for you. Now every shape as default has an outline and a fill. So if you don't want an outline, then just make sure you're on shape format. If you're not, it's because you haven't selected your shape. So as you can see, I've clicked off my shape and the tabs disappeared. Click back on the shape and the shape format tab will reappear. Go along to this tab here, which is the outline, and just click no outline. And there you just have your shape without an outline around it. Now, in order to change the colour of this shape, I'm going to get a few more controls up. So the way to do this is to either double click on your shape, and you'll find that this dialog box comes up on the right, or go along and click on this tab here that says Format Pane. So here you can see that we've got a number of different options. This bucket refers to the actual colour of your shape. The line is the boundary line that we got rid of. So if we go to Fill, and we're now in Solid Fill, you can use a gradient or a picture or a texture, it's completely up to you. But I've gone to Solid Fill here, and I'm going to go down to Colour. Click on the drop down and then I'm going to go down here to more colours. Now this is the clever bit in Word, the bit I really love. You've got your colour wheel here, and you can just move this little cursor around your colour wheel to select your different colour, and then you can move this slider for the brightness or darkness of that colour. But down here you've got this eyedropper tool. If you click on it, you'll see that this circle appears. And you can take this circle anywhere in your document or outside your document if you've got a split screen or something, and you can just move this eyedropper tool all the way over these different colours. So if, for example, I wanted this colour here, I just click in the middle, and where the centre of the circle is, click, and as you can see, that colour comes up in that square there. If you're happy with the colour, then you just click OK. If not, just grab the eyedropper tool again and just go back over the colours to select the colour that you want, and just click OK. And as you can see now, my shape has changed to that colour. All I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy and paste it. So Command or Control C, Command or Control V. And then I'm just going to pull and push that shape and move it around. Now I'm not going to worry too much about the colour at the moment, because we can change that. And every time you change the shape and copy and paste, it will change that shape for you. So it's almost completely different from the original one that you created. So what I'm doing now, I'm just arranging these to where I would want them in my poster. You don't have to do this, you can create a completely different shape, again completely up to you. Now if you feel that you need another shape, then again go up to shapes and curves again, and then now I'm going to create something that looks a little bit like a paint drop. Okay, again I'm going to go up and get rid of the outline, and then I'm going to change the colour. Go over here to colour, click on the drop down, eyedropper tool, and I'm going to select something like purple, and then click OK. Now of course you can change the transparency of these shapes as well. So there's the transparency slider over here, which you just move backwards and forwards. But again, we can adjust all that at the end. Now if you want to move shapes on top of each other, make sure that shape's selected, make sure you're on shape format, go along to this section here, and this says bring forward. So click on the drop down and select bring to front, and then it will just bring your shape forward. Now once you're happy with where everything is, we can adjust this all at the end as well, so don't worry too much about it. It's kind of a rough draft at the moment. You need to start thinking about your background, because once your background colour is sorted, then you can go ahead and select the rest of the colours for the graphics. So there's two different ways that we can do this depending on what you're going to do with this post at the end. The first thing is that you can just go ahead and change the background of the paper colour, which is if you go up to Design and along here to Page Colour, click on the drop down, and again you've got exactly the same tools, more colours, eyedropper tool and the colour wheel, and you can select from there. So if I went to the eyedropper tool and I decided on, let's say, yellow, and clicked OK, you can see that my background has now turned yellow, which is fine if you're going to print this straight from Word. But if you want to save this as a JPEG and be able to send it somewhere, or to print it out on a different format or put it into social media, then you're going to have to do something slightly different. So let's just go back. So in order to save that background colour, we're going to have to create another shape. So if you go up to Insert, go along to Shape, choose the rectangle, which is down here, and then go to the top corner, click and drag. Just stretch the corners, and we'll go up to the shape format along to the outline again and click No Outline. So now we need to change the colour of this, but before we need to do that, if you need to use the swatch, you're going to need to move your shape out of the way so that you can see this colour swatch. Let's just bring that to there. So let's just change the colour of this shape first. So just highlight it, go back over to the menu over here, click on colour, go down to more colours, go to the eyedropper tool and over to your colour swatch. So now go back up and put your rectangle across your entire page, and once you've done that, make sure you're on shape format again and go along to this icon here that says send backwards. Click on the drop down and click send to back. So what will happen is that at the end we will group all of these shapes together as one complete shape, and then we'll save it as a JPEG. So now you can go ahead and change all your different graphics to the colours that you want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so once you're completely happy with where everything is, we're just going to group all of these together. So click on your background and you can just about see the squares that appear in the corner. And then hold the Command or Control key down. Then go around and click on each and every shape. Once you've done that, go up to Shape Format. Go along to this icon here, which is Groups. Click on the drop down and select Group. If I then move this, you can see the whole thing moves around together. So that's created one complete shape. Now don't worry, you can go back and ungroup if you want to, or you can just click on one of those individual items and you can pull and push it. But once you've done that, then you have ungrouped it. So you will have to go back. Although it doesn't say group again, you'll have to go back, ungroup it and regroup it. So the next thing to do is to add the text. So go up to Insert, go along to Text Box, click on the drop down and select Draw Text Box. Click and drag, and then just insert your text. Now, because by default all text boxes have a white background and a black border, we're going to get rid of both of those and change the colour of the font. So again, click on the text box, make sure you're on shape format, go along to outline, click no outline, go along to shape fill, click on the drop down and select no fill. Then double click inside your text box, Command or Control A to select all of your text, go to the Home tab and go along to the change font colour icon. Click on the drop down and select whatever colour you want, and again the options for more colours and the eyedropper tool are here. I'm just going to select white for now, and then I'm going to go up to this tab here which is increase font size, and I'm just going to click on that until I'm happy with the size of my font. Now I'm going to go and change the font. I'm just going to select this font here, increase the size again, and just to add a little bit of interest, I'm going to double click again, select all, go to bold. Then I'm just going to select sounds and make them all uppercase, go along to this icon here, click on the drop down and select uppercase. Then I'm going to select all of the text, and then I'm going to go over to this section here and go to text options. This allows us to change any text colour or the shadows. So I'm going to go along to text effects, click on shadows and go along to these shadows. Sorry you can't see them all here, but I'm just going to click on this one here. Now again, you can play with all of these different options. They've got 3D formats, glows, reflections, all sorts of things. So the options really are quite endless. So I'm just going to increase the size of my shadow. And then I'm just going to move this to wherever I want it. It's going to increase the size of that. Once your text doesn't fit, just stretch out your text box. Now, if you want these words to be closer together or on top of each other or slightly slanted, then just create another text box and put the second word in, and then you can move it around. So I'm just going to copy and paste this text box now, because we've taken out the background and we've taken out the borders. There's no point in going in and inserting another one, just copy and paste this one. So let's say, for example, I wanted sounds in a slightly different place. If I delete summer, move sounds up, reduce the size of my text box, just take sounds out from here, just reduce the size of that text box, and now you have the ability to move this around any way you want to, and you can change the font on this as well. So the next section, I'm just going to copy that again, but this time I'm going to change the font to have something a little bit more fun, and change this to music. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change the background colour of this box, but music at the moment is not quite in the centre of the box, so I'm going to go up to this icon here. We're on the Home tab. I'm just going to centre text, and then I'm going to go over to the menu bar and make sure I'm on shape options, not text options, and then again the bucket icon, which is to fill, I'm going to go down to solid fill. Now by default it's white, but I'm going to go down and I'm probably going to select one from my recent colours. So I'm going to select the blue, but then I'm going to turn down the transparency to about 30, probably about 38%. Once I'm happy, copy and paste it, extend it, and then double click inside, Command or Control A to select the text, and then type in some different text. And then I'm just going to put that one on the slant, and because I've reduced the transparency of the background, you can see you get this nice overlap here. Now I'm just going to create a little bit of a shadow on these two boxes. So I'm going to go up to Shape Options and along to this icon here, go along to the presets and down to this shadow here. At the moment you can't see it very well, so I'm going to go up to Size and I'm going to drag the slider to the right. And as you can see, that shadow extends out to the right. So that's 108. I'm going to go back up to this one and do exactly the same. Go to the shadow preset, and here I can just type in 108 and have exactly the same shadow. Then I'm just going to use this box again to copy and paste, and double click inside, Command or Control A. Then I'm going to just type in the date. Double click, Command or Control A, up to the Home tab. It's going to reduce the size of the text, maybe the font. Let's reduce that down. And then just place that. So once we've got everything in exactly the right place, we're now going to prepare this section to become a JPEG. So the key here is to ensure that you've got everything, all of your text, in exactly the right place, because we're going to group these together. We're going to copy but paste them as an image. So highlight your text here, press the Command or Control key, select all the other text boxes. Then we're going to go up to Group and group them together. Then we're going to press Command or Control C to copy them. Then we're going to just click off the selection. We're going to go up to the Home tab, go to Paste, click on the drop down and select Paste as Picture. If it's not there, go to Paste Special, and there should be an option here to paste as a picture. So paste as picture. Now if you can't see it, the likelihood is it's gone behind. So you may, if we just move this down and then click on this selection here, move this down, You can see it's gone behind here. So this is now your picture. So what we're going to do is to go up to picture format, make sure this is selected. We're going to go to wrap text in front of text, and it brings it forward. So there's a little bit of juggling here just to find it. We just click on the background, bring the background back up. This is our image, so you can see now that if I double click on this, it won't ungroup. This is our group and this is text. This will not save as a picture. So if I right click on this, you can see that save as picture is greyed out. So text in Word cannot be saved as a picture. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to delete this whole section. So delete that and bring this one up. Now if I right click now, you can see that you can now save this as a picture. So what we need to do is to group this with the group behind. So if we just click on the group behind, now to make sure this is a group, just move it round, and yep, we've got that as a group. So we've selected that. Make sure it's exactly the right place. Just see some white at the edges. Then hold the Command or Control key down and select the center element. Go up to Group and select Group. Now the whole thing should move around as one. Perfect. So now all you do is you now right click and go down to Save as Picture. Now you can save it as a number of options, PNG or a JPEG. If we go to JPEG and we just go to desktop and then click save. So now if I open a new document, go to insert, picture, picture from file, you can now see that my picture one is here. Click insert. So what you will do is once you've saved this, you'll get all these overlap edges. So I'm going to show you how to get rid of those. You see you've got all this overlap. Now that might be something you want, you think it looks quite cool, great. But if you want to crop it out, so the easiest thing to do would be to go up to picture format and go along to the crop tool. Click on the crop tool and you can see you have all these black markers. All you need to do is just to grab those markers down to the edges of your poster. And click enter. Then right click, save as picture, and then we'll just change that to picture 2 and save that as a JPEG and click save. Let's get rid of that. Now when I go to insert, picture, picture from file, we've now got both of those pictures saved, one that's been cropped and that you can use anywhere on any kind of media, and you've got the other one with all the overhang. It's entirely up to you which one that you use, but they'll both work brilliantly as a picture, so you can use those in lots of different platforms. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please subscribe and have a great day.